Testing, testing. No one's live here, right? Testing. Gotta see if I can find this damn thing. Testing. Can anyone hear me? I'm trying to work this out. Should be working just in a minute. It's OBS kicking my behind. It's how YouTube makes you share live videos. And apparently slows down your YouTube channel. There we go. Let's see if that works. Let me click this one and see if I hear myself talking. And wow. Testing. Can anyone hear me? I'm trying. Oh boy, that kicked my butt. Let's get right down to it now if I got some energy. See how this works. Well, no, all that. This tab is really not needed then, is it? And I'll trash that one. And I'll bring this up. I'll edit off the first part of this video. Hopefully it will do it smoothly. Oh man, gotta get some gas. Let's go from here. Okay, give you the basis of what happened. Everything is going on. So I'm trying, we already went over this, how you can locate and try to pull in and get your elevations. That's really not needed. That is trash. Going over here, I finally find that I can get this one to work the best. USGS, their location. So there is Calabasas. Calabasas is here. You get that pinpoint will get us. That pinpoint is showing at 1148 feet or 350 meters. Let's come over to top view. Oh, I wanted to see the rest of that. All right. So this is where we have this is where we have data from. Let's jump into it. So the crash again. Great. Bottom of the page. This is the crash. The crash is showing two things here, data 1950 and 2000. So we understand it went from 1950 to 2000. The problem I kept having is this is a 16-second snapshot. And in 16 seconds, he only went up 50 feet per what we're looking at here. And it was driving me crazy, but yet I had a change of direction also. So this really had me, wondering what's going on here. And then the speed is that way. It came to me about a half a day ago. So over here is a flight that we have there. It's good to go. That's okay. Let's come back to this. This is going to be very important to us. The change of direction. Since now I've completed this video probably 1,000,000 times now, and that's why I'm going live now, because I couldn't get it to work every time I loaded it up. Watch the little tips here, what's going to happen here. Let's go to this live video. This is here, and we'll go to the live video, the duplicate of this. We're going to get data of 2300. Let's go.
12 minutes above the Los Angeles Zoo.
Great. And great. You guys can comment and talk. I'll look at it in just a moment. Let me fast forward that. I'm going to be closing down these tabs, obviously. 2300. Okay. I'm going to refresh that tab. Apparently OBS uses a lot more data than well, over 50 megabytes. That's a hell of a lot. Let's let this page load. I'll scroll to the base of it and get that video back. Good, that's loading pretty good. We're going to get to 2300 is what we're looking at. NTSB is going to state such. We need them to state such. So you guys don't ask me who said it, when did they say it. That drives me crazy. People aren't keeping up and they jump in with a question at the last second. I'll still answer, but you can imagine. All right. Play. And played. Waiting for the load. And I'm going to jump over here in just a minute if it doesn't load, which I'm going to wait now and hit the load. Come on. It's not my fault. There we go.
We're learning new details.
That was nice.
We're learning new details
I'm not doing anything.
about the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his teenage daughter, and 7 others. Kobe's chopper exploded into a fireball after plunging 1,000 feet into a hillside north of Los Angeles. This comes as emergency teams struggle to recover all the bodies from the crash.
That's a heck of a buffer, isn't it? It's buffered and it's doing that. That is just priceless.
Now patrolling the area.
You're going to see a 6-foot blade here in just a
We
minute.
also have deputies on ATVs patrolling the area in the perimeter because it's very rugged terrain.
The helicopter took off from John Wayne Airport
All
in
right, this is
Santa
what's
Ana,
important
California.
here. They're going to show the path. It's going to go up here and
At
come back down.
9:06 a.m. It traveled north and circled for about 12 minutes above the Los Angeles Zoo. A homeowner who lives along the flight path says this is Kobe's chopper 30 minutes before the crash.
Let's let it
You're
go.
still too low level for flight following at this time.
Radar data indicates the helicopter climbed to 2,300 feet and then began a left descending turn.
That's where I'm going to stop it at there. Radar data says it climbed to 2,300 feet and then began a left descending left turn, right? Let's get rid of that tab. Maybe that'll help with my buffering. And coming here. So we come to the flight data tracker, and that's the loopy-loopy one you see there. I can scrub this, and I'm going to come, we're already at the end of it, but take note of, you're going to see 2,000 feet. They have 3 hits on the radar. So here's 19, and there's 19, and there's 2,000 at 137 miles an hour. Next one is 2,000 at 140 miles an hour, and the final is 2,000 at 146 miles per hour. So hit it 3 times, and you've got 3 pieces of data there. All right, 3 verifiable data for their thing here. Now let's go back to, okay, the log. It's in the log. We come down here, and it presents to us as 1 hit. 1 hit at 152 miles an hour. So in reality, you see we got really 4 hits on it, but we're only looking at 1. And I don't know how this is determined by this tracker software, whether it averages and it just hands us this. This drove me crazy, this change of direction, and the 1952 and only 50 foot of elevation, 16 seconds past each other. This worked in my brain for some time, and wait till you see how simple this is. I'm going to see if I can cut to the chase a bit. So here's our ping, 341456 right here to your left. Verify for you guys. And 341456 right there. 1950. And if I can pull that back again. Yep, that's it. So there's the ping. Let's get the second ping. Before we do that, let's see if anybody's saying hi or anything. Where are you guys? Yeah, I thought you were over here somewhere. Anybody over here yet? No one's, 6 watching. Okay, just 6 people just watching, no one talking. You can comment, and I will see you. I hope you can hear me. All right, so that's our track data showing there. And I show in the previous 2 videos today, I'm showing you how they follow this 101. He's hugging it. He's got it in visual eyesight. All right, so let's go to the next one. This is where right here, this is the second one. This is the 341380 right here to your left. Let's come down here. 341380. This is where my assumption, and it was driving me crazy from here, that's that pin here. So you pin to your left. You could overlay this in your brain. So that's the pin. That's the pin up here. Let me give you a little visual better than that. That's the pin there, and the secondary pin's down there. And the next pin. So these 2 pins, I did a video saying the pilot's intent, talking about the path. But it drove me crazy. I went over it. I did the calculations of the speed he was going, and I couldn't get that speed in 16 seconds to match from here to here. He would have to be going much slower than what's reported here. It drove me crazy. So I told my brain, I just put my brain at task. That's how I've got a weird brain that way. And I said, work on that. Give me your answer when you're ready. I'm ready for you. And what happens is, all through the day when I'm working, I jumps in and out. And so I jumps in and out with this stuff. And so right now, even when I do a little pause like that, my brain just jumped to another job site and working a little bit. So so it finally said the data, we keep getting this, the other data keeps existing, the 2300, what she just said. It went to 2300, made a left turn, and came to its end. With that said, we keep thinking that this is the left turn. From here to here is the left turn, and these are the these guys down here. They are sensors. Our sensors as our doorbell data that we have, and we have data between Willow Grove and Willow Glen and Willow Glen, and I'll show you that like this desktop. So that looks like this. That I went over it and I said, it comes this way, it turns this direction is the helicopter, right? And I said, maybe, and this is the 3404 Oak Street, reported by one of you viewers. And I said, well, it would get louder here. Maybe, it's got quite a few things to change its sound profile, sound waves. Back here, it would hear that would be the path those helicopters hear. And I worked on that in my mind. I said, well, I can get that a little bit, but I still don't like it. It still didn't sit with me right. So even though I put that video up, it still sat in my brain to be worked out. So what happens with me is data. Everything's data to me, but I keep running data over and over again to make sure it has the same conclusive file, the current conclusive file. This data kept saying, you don't like that timeline from here to here. You don't like it. You got to resolve it, and it might change everything. And I keep working on it. It kept popping up. The 2300 that she mentions in the left turn keeps coming up. And we don't have a 2300 here. Where the hell did the 2300 come from? So then I run a scenario going, okay, that it went from here to there. And at some point when we see them at 2,000, because this is at 2,000 feet. So I say, you know what? Then at 2,000, this thing is pinging every 16 seconds. So we go here. It's about every 16 seconds. See, 24:45 to 24:20, 45:23 at 16 seconds. You guys see what I'm looking at. So I said, okay, he pinged him. He pinged him there. And when he pinged him, he was at 2,000 feet. The secondary ping is this one, and it's 2,000 feet. And then I have an aha moment, and I say, oh, so he was going up when he came across. But he only went up 50 feet when he came to this point. And within that 16 seconds of the next ping, before the next ping happens out there in the, this is the last ping. Before the next ping would happen, he must have went up to 2,300, and she's talking about the turn is somewhere here. Problem with that is I don't see this as a turn anymore. I see that more kind of a straight line path, right, past the municipal water department. So I work on it longer in my little brain. Go back to it, and I listen to the audio again of her statements. Remember, I'm more about evaluating people's what they say and everything. She said he went to 2,300. She never said he deviated off the course before going to 2,300. She said he went to 2,300, then the left turn happened. So recall 16 seconds before our pings, right? We got 16 seconds between this one and our last ping off of this data. And then we have NTSB saying 2,300 feet. Recall that. So now we go here. Here's our ping, and then our next ping is down here. This is what I believe happened. Let me zoom out. Imagine your other ping is right here between, this is Willow Glen, and that's Willow Glen. So there are 16 seconds that transpired, and I had this in this path here, and from that I did a video extrapolating that he was going straight and then had a bail left. Forget it. Forget that. That's total, I shit can that idea now because the data doesn't supports this way more so. So she says it had went to 2300 and made a left turn. I loaded up 2 other videos today to show you the data where I was going with this. The first video shows the track of the previous day. The second video, I think, shows the track of, well, maybe I'm getting it wrong a little bit. The second video shows that how he was tracking this 101. He's on top of this 101 this day of failure, which would also tell you his visual eyesight, how far he can see. He's looking in the front of the helicopter. He's traveling at 150 miles an hour. So he's not looking at the road right here, looking out the side of a window. It's the front windshield, and it's, however you guys can visualize how far he could see. However he can see, it triangulates to this capacity. It's forward. He goes to 2300 from here. As I understand, and maybe wrongly, that he got permission to go to 2300 to clear some clouds. So this is this direction. I did in the previous video today, I showed that the hilltops he has to clear is around 1,200 feet. Now we're looking at Google Earth. So that ping is over here. The secondary ping is down here. So he comes this direction. He makes it to 2,300. That's when shit hits the fan. I don't know if he has to go to 2,400. All she states is that he went to 2,300 and then he made the sharp left. She's not clear whether he on that audio that he has permission to go to, that he has to go to 2,300. But clearly, if he's at 2,300, he's got to clear these hills over here, which are about 1,100 feet. 1,100 feet. So, but he makes it to 2,300, and she doesn't give us more data. This is what it looks like. Let's go back to the tracker here. This is kind of a tough one to show you because it's just tough to show you. So live tracking. This one. I need to push this right here. Here we go. Because it's not large enough, but I'm going to try to get you in here anyway. So when we look at this, we assume this is up here, or you might assume this is up here at the at that second dot, and this is the last dot. No, this is way up at the road there, and our incident is way down here that we need to get to. But best I can do is pull it in. That's it. It does that. Let me try one more time. And so that's the best I can do for you. And let's run the helicopter to the end. And right here at the right about 1950, they ping him, right? So he's still on Route 1 there. He's still on Route 1, not till you get to past 1900. And it's already turning. So at some point, he's already hit right there. It's 1900. And it looks like it's turning a bit. So this is already, I'm sorry, so he gets to 2000 there, right? So he still has another blip left to go to stay on 101 still. And then it's all happening down here with this scale. So you can't really, what I'm driving at is you can't use this to really identify the last bit. That's all I really wanted to give you that. So back to the tracker log. And back to this over here. So he came down here, he hit 2300, and then he went left. So let me do this. Let me zoom out. He went 2300, a little more. Here's our next ping down here. Recall that. That's the ping. That's the ping there. So here's the 1900. Let's get you clarified on that. Is it 19? Scroll to the bottom of the page. Here's 1950 and then 2000. And 2 of these. Okay. So here's the 1900. He comes here. NTSB says he made it to 2300 and then banked left. Well, somewhere around here is 2300. Maybe it was here and then it slowly banked to left like that. It's not a 90-degree turn, right? So, but it could be back here even 2300, and then banked left and came down through here like this. So it doesn't necessarily mean it started here that he reached 2300 here and turned. It could even be here, just about here, and whoa shit, and turned around and came through this way. But you can pick your poison on that. But it takes 16 seconds, though, so you're going to pick your poison, whatever you do, try to calculate the speed and determine that it's going to be here, 16 seconds to make that turn. 16 seconds. So over here, yeah, right. That's going to come in. That'll come into play. Miles per hour. He's traveling at 212 at 145 miles per hour. He's knocking out 212 feet per second. And the foot per minute, as you know, he's dropping at 2,000 feet per minute. That's 2272. And the video that I didn't upload today, you would see, wow, he just missed it by 50% when I do the calculations to make it out to the hill. And you'll see that roughly. So now we see where the 2300 comes in. Here's the 1900. He makes it to 2300, but now he's reduced his speed to 2000 and he's dropping. Now let's talk about something that's, I'm biased on. She's talking, the NTSB lady says, hey, I want photographs. Can you guys send us photograph of the weather at that time? Well, everyone's assuming it's the weather at the crash site, right? The crash site is full of fog. So who's going to be out there? The hikers out there. The people over here are going to give photographs. But that's a red herring you're chasing. Because she should be saying, can you give us photographs in the area of 2,300 feet? And she should tell us where he turned. On Route 101, approximately at mile marker, whatever it may be. By chance, does anyone have a dash cam? I mean, this is going around the world, right? So people might have a dash cam that could see that weather there and go, yep, I saw him fly over at this time on this at this point, basing on, I don't know if traffic is there. But this would be more traffic cams now that could tell us. So I don't know if you guys know about it, if there's a traffic cam out here, but you can go out here and go out this. You guys are pretty awesome. Look for some traffic cams out here, and we're looking for 2,300 feet. He was following the 101 when the shit hit the fan and he banked left, as she stated. But she's making everyone chase the red herring of the fog down here and over here in the hills. Look, he's already in Schitt's Creek over here. The far left, he went from 2,300 feet elevation, just dropping. As she stated, his descent was at 2,000 feet per minute after he made that turn. So right then, I think his engine just bailed on him. Let's say his engine bailed on him because he's dropping speed. Now, playing devil's advocate for the fog people. He's at 2,300 feet. Right down here, he was at 1950. He runs into fog here, and he says, I'm going to go up even more? Come on. And he goes up and tries to climb out of the fog, but now he's no longer following Route 101. Well, I just did 2 videos today showing this guy stays on that 101. If he can't see it, he stays on it. If he can see it, as I showed in the first video today, then you'll know how far he can't see it. Look at the first video today, guys, if you're just jumping in here. I show that, let me zoom out. I'll do that little teaser of that first video. I show that when he came up from the day before, following the 101, that's still his route that he took. And I'm trying to get it to zoom out a little more. I can extrapolate his eyesight because he comes up to 27 and he's supposed to then take the 101, right? Now, it's a clear day, obviously, for him because he makes it right up to here, right about here. And then he's got his contact. He has visual sight on his 101, what he's supposed to follow. It doesn't say you got to follow right over top of 101. It's not a car. It says you must maintain, your course. And visual for him is 101. He hits right here. I can take a tape measure from this scale off this Google Maps, and I can determine his eyesight the day before when he found 101. I can take a scale from there and go, oh, he can see at that height, elevation, he can see friggin' 2,000 feet or something. And then maybe, or I can extrapolate even longer. I would take the arc. I would say this way or that way. It doesn't matter. But nevertheless, at that point, he has visual sight. He turns left. He sees the 101. He doesn't chase over the 101. He knows his destination is down here. He comes across it. He can still visualize the 101. It's no big deal. He can still visualize it. No big deal. 101, he can still see it. We're down here now. Doing yesterday's flight and following the 101, the way I just described it to you, he cut across it. He tags back into the 101 and he comes out to right about there. This is important. He comes out right about there to continue his flight across this side of the mountains. You got to go look at that video, but that would be it would be in here. I already showed it in that video. I'm not going to chase the tail that much on that one. I just want to show you that his visual line of sight. If he can see it, he's got some space. But I show on this day when it's foggy out or visibility's low or the ceiling's low, he's right down on here. He tracks this thing. He tracks right around it. He's tracking it. And where he makes that left turn off of 101, you can be sure that you can make your bets rather that he's right on top of 101 again, because she didn't say that he drifted off of 101. She never said that. She never said it. She's never said that the pilot appears to no longer stay his course. She only says it when he takes a left turn, but she also adds that he reduced it, that the acceleration started happening at 2,000 feet per minute. Sounds like a lost engine, right? A power engine, power off. Something's going on. 2,000 feet per minute. You know now that is a reduction of 22.7272 miles per hour going. I'm sorry. The narrative is that she states that that's how close he's coming to the ground as he's going sideways. She doesn't give his airspeed, but we have one more data point we can snatch off of this guy for airspeed, is that it took him 16 seconds to pull up the next one at 2,000, and we know he dropped 300 miles per 300 feet. So he dropped 2,300, right? Because she said he was at 2,300 feet, and now he's at 2,000. So we can do our own extrapolation without her if you go to like Google Maps, and you have to try to guesstimate the distance again. We have the next ping here, and you would do this, and you measure the distance. Here's the scale. So that would be something like those two houses, okay? So something like there was that ping we have. And, right. And then you drop it out here like that. Here's the 101. He was over here somewhere. I don't know where. But there's 2020. Let me write my notes here for you. 2271, roughly. I'm just guesstimating that location. There's 220, and in that he lowered his speed. His height reduced by 300 feet. So, just doing this live with you, because I am live, right? So let me grab my calculator. So let's just live 22. Hold on a second. Bear with me. At that point, I have it at 13. I need to verify. So let me write this down. 13 times 300. 13 times 300. If you guys know what I'm doing. 13 times 300. I have 39. Whoa, that's wrong. Oops. I've got to calculate that. I keep coming up with my different numbers there, but I don't have the same rate of descent as she has. I'm not going to pollute you guys with my answer. I don't have the same rate of descent as she has. She has it at 2,000 feet per second because I don't know. I don't want to pollute it. It's because I don't know where he is here. She said he did a sharp left turn. It changes if he was down here. This changes. When he did that left turn. At what point did he do a left turn? Whatever he does it at, when they declare it, we would like to know where it is. It should be 16 seconds still with the other piece of equipment, the other flight navigator from here to here. However, it comes to 16 seconds. But I'm showing you the reduction already. We're already dropped, and he's at the 101, and he went to 2,300. I'm sorry, he went down to 2,000 feet here. So he dropped 300 feet from here to here. is our 2,000 foot mark. And he's at 152 miles an hour. We don't know what he was at when he was at 2,300 because it doesn't present here. She knows he won't tell us the speed, and that's going to be the size of that apple right now. But let me come back to here again to just think out loud with you here again. So I have my next point here. I have that distance of, well, 2,200 feet. And the drop is 300. The drop is 300 feet and within 2,200 feet. But I don't want to confuse you because I don't know this to be the right distance. So I don't want to give false data and then I'm stuck owning it and you guys start beating me up. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just showing you that there's a drop there. We got a drop is from 2,300, 2,000 feet, 2,000. I'm sorry, yeah, to 2,000. From 2,300 to 2,000, and she reports it as 2,000 feet per minute. So 2,000 feet per minute, and that's 22.72 feet. I'm going to go with her numbers. So, and he traveled 2,000 feet per minute. He dropped 300 feet. So 300. Right, and I did one more thing. Hold on, it's feet per second. So 2,000 foot per minute. 22 miles comes out to 20. Oh, right, I got another chart up here. Hold on. That's that one. Nope. Nope. Where's my my drop? That's for this continuing part of the video. This is what? Oh, we already loaded this up. No, I didn't. Well, another video. It's not worth it. Trying to close this tab down now. Great. Where's my other data point? Where are you? I'm looking at my tab. Oh, you guys can see what I'm looking at. Bear with me here. I'm writing some notes on the side. She has it at 22 miles per hour. Reduct miles per hour to feet. To feet per second. And that should pop up. So we've got 22.72. So we've got 33 feet per second dropping. And I have this, I'm just trying to reverse engineer this distance. And I have it roughly at 2,000. She's got it at 33 feet per second. So let's see that. So 2,000 feet per second. Don't have seconds, I got distance. I'm going to have to play with this another time for you guys because I've got to change my knowns and try to change them into these guys to make it work so you know what I'm doing there. Let me see if someone here's already calculated it for me and already telling me where I'm slipping right now as you hear me thinking out loud. And I got no one saying anything. Okay. Let's come back to that then. I might take more time on that in a second. Let's let that work in the background for now. Work in the background in my head. Damn it, I really don't want to. I want to work on it now. All right, so we got 2,000 feet, 22 feet per second. Over here to your far right, we have miles per hour. That is our per hour, which really comes out to 33 feet per second. We got 33 feet per second, and we got 300 feet. 300 feet. I'm multiplying something. That I did. Oh, that doesn't make sense. That's way too far. That 2,000 feet per second drop is just murdering me. It's murdering me here to keep that 2,000 feet per second and to get over here. One of the questions I asked to myself is, where is she basing on the 2,000 feet per second drop? Is it from this point over Where is she doing it? Or is it just right what she said? At 2,300 feet, he then start the descent at 2,000 feet per second all the way over to failure. Let's get rid of that. That is our next point, though. Let's zoom in. Now, the interesting about this Google that I think I've determined it works is look to your right here, right by my mouse here. See, it says 225 meters. People ask me elevation. I said I used it off of a few maps, USGS maps. And you come over here, just one map after another just give me different data. But now I've decided to stay with this map. This, you can see it in the description above, gets me to Calabasas. It gets me over Calabasas, gets me here. I use this location as rough location. If you look down here, it's elevation 1,148 feet, 350 meters. I can push the screen around. It's a live screen, interactive, to make it work for me. I can actually do something a little more advanced than that. I can make this produce a chart for me. So if you were going to fly, you could grab this chart and know your area. I can magnify into the chart. I can see that this is 1,600 feet. I can navigate through this chart. Let me zoom back out. I can see all the little names of the roads and all the little everythings and multiple, much more accurate elevations. With that said, let's just move that out of the way. I put it in the background. I coordinate with this chart with Google. So I pull this is our crosshair here. I pull this crosshair up to the road of Route 101 in this drop down section. I look at this and it states, put the mouse over it just to be sure. You see what it states, 956 feet, 291 meters. I then go back to Google, see how good Google is. I use this little mouse. Let's zoom out. Again, we're at 291 meters. I use Google's little map. I come to the same road location that's up here, put my mouse over top of it, look to the bottom right, it says 244 meters. I'm like, not too bad, close enough for me. Turns out Google also uses governmental, they don't have their own satellite they're using here, they are on the governmental site, and I'm guessing they're just making them off for some reason just by a little bit. You can see your coordinates too, 3408, 11841. You can come back here and pick up coordinates. It's 3415. So I could probably do a little better with that. I could look down to your left, and I could probably triangulate a lot better getting 3415. Um, 3408. So I could probably do better moving that target here. And with that said, you see what I have to go with for trying to be accurate. No, that's what I wanted to show you. But what's kind of cool here is I could get accurate, but we don't need to do that because I couldn't do it. I can grab the military version, the military down here, grade one, and also another version. There are multiple ways that you can get different heights or different measurements. I'm just sticking with this one. There's your 3408 right there, 3408.49. There it is. And here's our 3408 right here. See it? It has elevation of 225 meters. So I'm showing you how accurate the accuracy of just using the Google Earth will be. And where'd it go? 3408. So right about there. You see 3409 now. So each one of these is going to be a little different, have accuracy with them. And as you can see, I'll move the mouse around. It will jump around. So our 3408, and it had to line up with a map. Remember that some engineer had computer engineer had to match this up. This one's so-so. This would be better, of course. But this one gives you your coordinates. All I'm showing you with this is that I really I do double checking. I do a lot of double checking and drive myself crazy with the way I double check and make sure that my data is verified multiple ways to that percentage of accuracy. I'm stuck with this percentage, right? So let's come down here. Let's get a surveyor out there and you start doing it that way. We are. And we also have the data of the air traffic control to give us data. So right here, the plane turns left and it's at right about here. It's now reduced its height by 300 feet. If I put the mouse over here, you see the meters at 230 meters, bottom right hand corner. 230 meters. Now let's make sure. So you read my triangulation. Let me write it down. It's 34. I'm at 34.08. Camera view. Yeah, this has another accuracy also. This is on the camera now. It will have another accuracy from another view also. So let's do this. So the path, yep, let it roll. And right there, Hope. Good. So I'm going to move over a little bit. I'm going to follow his path. So right here, he blings here on the radar, and I'm going to guess he blings here somewhere, and he's up in the air at 20. Remember, he's up in the air at 2,300. At 2,300, I'm going to bank left, and hopefully I'll line up there somewhere. But remember, I don't really know where he turns. So he's flying along. He gets permission to go up to 2,300 because why? Let's do this. So I got to double tap that. Oh, great. I'm supposed to just switch it over there. So I got to back out. Back up. Okay, good. So double tap. There we go. And it should zoom back in for me. Thanks for being a jerk. I've had this problem with a few videos today with doing this today, so I think I usually get pretty lucky now. Don't know how lucky I'm before I spoke too soon. Yep. There's our mountains. We're in the mountains. So come back this way. There's a little town. Then you go left, right, move out. I can always go back. Okay, here we go. 101. And there's Gates Canyon. Gates Canyon. Grabbing this one. Right here. This road here is Las Virgenes Road. Okay. So I'm not there yet. I can bounce out. Just bear with me. It's worth it. I'm going to fly. Well, we're flying now. We're seeing what the roads look like if you were trying to navigate. And this Calabasas over here. Here's the 101. I'm bailing. Gonna go back. Gonna get back my baseline again. I'll try to get us back there. I'll get us back there this way again. Oh, so here we are here. Let's see. There's this right here. Here's the water place, the water location. What I want to show you is he's following the 101 to clear the height of those mountains in the background. So let's see if it's kind of weird to work this. Tap and then tap again. Then you get a circle. Okay. 3D. Tap, tap again. Come on. Okay. They switch hands. Yeah, you should try using all this product. Rotate. I'm going to get us back. I need to get us this direction multiple ways. To the left is the crash site. Zooming out. Right behind us here. Hold on. A little more. I want to pretend like we're at 2,300 for a second. I want to give us a different view, and I don't know how to do elevation on this really, but I'm going to pretend like we're scaling, that we're looking at houses and all, around 2,300 feet. You guys flown before or something like that. This might be around 2,300 feet. And so you can see the highway down below. You can see fog over here. Maybe you can see fog over here with dusting of fog. Maybe you see some clouds, but you're intermittently hitting the clouds. Let's go backwards because he's not that far yet. I don't think. So I got to turn this clockwise. Yeah, let's turn it a little bit more. There, a little more. Okay, so this is his path. Ping was here. His next ping is here. So you got to picture yourself flying over, and you only can see in front. You can't see behind you, right? So let me do this. This is still the 101. Look what happens when she said he banks left. We're on the 101. You got to bank, come through here, right through these where this next ping is, and then bank again. So it's two banks, bank, to come back, to tail back. But they make 2,300 off of this Route 1. Let's go ahead and dive on in now, get a little closer. And let's think of this as maybe 2,300 feet. Different versions of it. Now I'm going to rotate us to the direction now of the turn towards the mountains. Wrong direction. So he turns left. This is looking down. This is a terrible view. Hold on. All right, so this is this damn thing. 1, 2. Yeah, that's the dot. That's the one I need. Oh, I lost it though. Okay, I see what happened. So I'll zoom back out. 1, 2, and hold. There we go. Really? Come on. There we go. Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it. Son of a bitch. Now I need to go high, but we're going over to the left here. All right, let's see if I can go high a little bit. There's the 101 right here. And I need to get high. No response on the pull out. All right, so I need to go through. There's the water station at 2,300. This is definitely under 2,300, right? So I need to do this. So I need to pull back out, go do this a little higher and lower down again for you. But I wanted to do this. Let's see. So come on, hit this again. Let me pull back out and pull a little more and go back to this. Rotate around. So there's there's the helicopter up here. I like this elevation now. And we'll start pulling in. We'll start going inwards. This is the windshield you're looking out of. You look to the left. Maybe you see fog over here. Maybe you don't. But for some reason, the helicopter is going to the left, whether you like it or not. That's his path through here, through these two homes here, which is, zooming out, right here, which is this street here, which is Willow Glen Street and Willow Glen Street. The other one, one of you guys gave me the data that the recorder is coming out of this home here, home right about there. And this is at 2,000 feet. Remember, the turn is this way. It's going to come across Horizons at Calabas. There's the church here, so we got our witnesses. Now, let's give them their 5 seconds somehow. I even try to think about it. Even though I don't like that guy, it rubs me the wrong way. Let's see if I can still give him 5 seconds. Because it's getting closer to him, he has the illusion that it's hovering and it's doing different things. Because he hears it first in the distance, but then it's lowering down at the same time as it's coming to him. And so he thinks or believes it's getting ready to do whatever it's doing. He's getting confusing data. It's coming from here and lowering down, giving a longer lag time in his ears, if you will. That's the best I can do to help him out with his 5 seconds. That's all I got for you. So there's the Willow. Going to come across Horizons. Let's go back to the Earth. There's a Pepperdine University, and going back here. So pull out, there's Pepperdine. Here's Pepperdine right here, see it? So we're gonna have to cut across that and across, so right about there, I'm gonna see Pepperdine on my right, hopefully. So I wanna cut through here. And I wanna come across through here. Cross this point here. This is when he comes down to 2,000 feet now. Cross Willow. But I'm saying the helicopter's already taken control. It's already, the drama's already happened now. So either he's having a heart attack or something of that nature, and he's just coming down for a landing, whether he likes it or not, real fast, or the helicopter's got a malfunction, and he's coming down that direction, whether he likes it or not, real fast. So they reported that there's the church here. They reported he also went across this, not across here. They reported here and that he went back through there. So he comes, and now we're going to turn. We're going to turn our view. Let's see if I get this right. And so I'm going to turn, yeah, because this thing, it goes off center when you turn it. So that's why it may look like I was wrong, but then it realigns. And so now here we go. So he comes across this, and I want to do this now. Stop. Come on. Didn't quite get it the way I want to do it. Okay. So what, he's coming this direction. I don't want to do that direction yet. I want to pull back out. I want to show you the top of this mountain. We're going to come back through there again. That's right about there. We'll line up with that path. He came this way and across as it states. But nevertheless, we got a location here of 2,000 feet. Let's come up to the top of this hill. All this might have been fair game, but remember, at 2,000 feet, he's at 2,000 feet back there at that ping. This is why I'll tell you why this is important in a second. So I come over to this, what this spot right here is, this thing right here. I put the mouse over it. It says it's, let me write it down, 494 meters. Look at the bottom right corner of the screen. 494 meters off I guess sea level. We have a meter page written up already. Well, that's just it mirrored it from earlier too. So that's 1,620 feet. He has a reported height over here of 2,000 feet, right here. At that point of this second one, sorry. Right here, at 2,000 feet. So he is, for clarity, let me get this. So he is, you got to think from the helicopter's position. So he's looking down 400 feet below him. He sees this in the distance right there. The distance is the question. So he sees that in distance, and he's at 2,000 feet. He's already lost 300 feet, though, in that little bit of short span. And maybe, whatever. But that's a thought, just a thought, right? You can see it, though, because he's at 2,000, and this is at 1,600. So he could see it. Theoretically, he could see it, or it would look something. Maybe it would look something like, it's you're only above it by 400 feet. Maybe it looks like that, and you're up here at this height. Maybe you do think, I'm going to go. You're looking for your landing. Maybe I'm over here. I'll dust off over here, or maybe he never saw it, and maybe the helicopter's pulling him to the left, and he's just trying to control the flight going down. Maybe he's having a heart attack, and he's trying to control the flight going down. But we know he winds up on this little switchback here. Let's zoom on in. Here are our switchbacks. Here's that. I'm gonna rotate. So here is the little switchbacks that come in here that we know the failure happened. I don't know if it's right here, or let me watch how I can come in there also. So I can come all the way in here. This might be the location right here, because that's where that dirt is missing. There could be a landing. There's my embankment that other part of the rotor head stood on. I believe over here where the guy took the photograph and walked around a bit. There's a photograph from this angle, isn't there, of the fire coming across a hill like that. So, and I stated if he didn't put the helicopter down at some point, he's going to run into the face of this. So even though he had a high speed, he had to put it down, whether one way or another. And I think he chose trying to clip this road because it was his most level spot. So I don't think he was out of it yet. And I based that on, well, what are the odds of hitting that level, that road, that pathway? Oh, I didn't do this. I didn't give you your elevation of that. So the elevation looking to the right, 362 meters. So most of you guys are more accurate than my other map that I had up at 800. It showed 800 to 1,000, 500. It showed 500, 800, and 1,000. This, I think, falls in line with the website, with the site. Okay, let's determine why that matters on that. Here's your meters, right? Let's go back to that damn map right next to me. Okay, so right about there. And it did, I've already tried this. It's on an angle. Whether I'm on an angle or I look down on the map, it still gives me about the same accuracy. So this is 360 meters above sea level, mean sea level. So 360. We're at, that's 1,181 feet. Why does that matter? Remember, we have a known point further back at 2,000 feet. The distance of this is 800 feet. 800, you call it 800 feet even, 820, whatever you want to call it. So he dropped 800 feet to get to that impact zone from the one point. So we have another data point to do some verification from. Remember we got the data point of 2,000 feet from that one location, and we have 2,000 feet per second drop, feet per minute drop, and we have a distance of about, I'm sorry, a drop of about 800 feet. 800 feet. Zooming out. Zooming out and doing this. Watch this. I need to come over. I need to get to the top of this now. So just trying to remember how to do the top down. Hold on. This, right. I should take advantage where I am now and just do that. I think I will. Okay. I want to. So you can imagine if he's flying this way and he's going straight ahead, what do you see in front of you? Right here, you see a hill in front of you. Well, that's not a good choice to land a helicopter if you got those forward motion going too much, right? So you make a choice. You go right, you take a pick your poison, left or right. Maybe the helicopter's pulling left automatically, so he goes left. He goes left, he sees this road here and this walkway, and he chooses it, and at one point it clips the side of the hill there, the tail, and it breaks up. And we know what happened, the end of that story. Let's do this. So let's look at it from this side. As he's approaching it, you see the hill here, the side view of it, so you can get a little more depth of it. You can see that you've got to make it around. He made it around, in fact. That was probably not even that visible to him. As you can see, it's around. So he did some navigating to get around that. Either that or the NTSB is not letting us know how he tracked down. Did he track down here before he finally set it down? But you can see he had to do some navigating to get around that. It's on the blind side of this hill from that viewpoint, and it's still around. And right, I'm just over top of it now. Right about there, I believe, right here. Because there's a photograph, because someone taking a photograph from this side, right? So there we are there. And here's your verifiable height again, 360 meters. I came up with 364 a second ago. I think I wrote it down. So you can see it's verifiable with this. At least it's consistent. All right, zoom out and let's do this. Give you the data to work with. I need to move. I need to map this from the top. Hold on. So turn. Right, so turn. Okay, good. And I want to come in. And there's a school, somebody told me it's a good half mile the wrong direction, and there it is. Well, he said a half mile away, and there it is. Now, we grab this little ruler here. We're in feet. Oh, I forgot it went to the top position. That's awesome. That's what I was trying to get it to do. All right, so, yes. pull out. And I want to see if it'll let, okay, forget it. So here's this point here, we'll go to here. Oops, good, I get one chance to move it, that's awesome. Works in my favor. Okay, so here's our data point. We know that that's a 2,000 foot dragging. We got 1,200 feet there dragging. We got about another 2,000 feet dragging. And somewhere about here. I'm just going to, you show me just guesstimate it. So we've got like 3,500 feet. We got 2,000 feet per drop. But you have your distances between these also of, great. So now you can figure out you've got distances. You've got known distances. They're just not sharing with us exact known distances. But we do have a point here we can go from, but I don't know exactly where this turn is. You know, it's reported he went this way. You know, it's reported that he went over this way. That's why I only put it there. It could be clearly, it could just be full bank. It could be clearly this. And that everybody's just describing it as going over top of this. Just described as that. This, come on. There we go. Could clearly be, come on. So I'm just lining up the target for you. Sorry, guys. Because we reported that he does another tail, another bank to the left, right? So that had it going there. That's that biased belief that he was going for that. The other one is they reported to have gone over here. Nobody's come out and said that they actually saw him go over this. They just reported he went over this way. Because remember, it was cloudy. They could not see him. So we don't really know that he did that until we look to see the radar, that he went over top of this. That's just data that the narrative that we falsely believe. She said he hooked left and then, did she say left again or turn again? But let's go here. Oh. I'm going to put him on the other side of 101. I'm going to grab this and put this data point back there because that's one we know of. Does it look like that? Does it look like this? Way over here at 2,300, hard left, bank left, way out here. Still following Route 1. Needs 16 seconds to get there, though. That's a lot of time to cover. You see my point about why I didn't want to confuse you earlier. You have 16 seconds to get from this one to here, speed-wise. 16 seconds, and you're dropping. You're dropping by 300 feet. The other marker's here. So you got 16 seconds to get from here, out to here, and to here. And from there, we don't have the rest of the data, the true factual rest of the data. And it's just extrapolation and just sharing with you. But I'm now showing you that the hard turn was out here. That's when everything failed. So if anybody's looking for weather, radar, clouds and all that, there are clouds in here. I mean, there was a fog in here. We saw that. No, that's not in dispute. But that's where he's trying to just get the helicopter on the ground somewhere or another. Is he under control? He's got some control, because if he didn't, you can't just let go of the controls of a helicopter and get this beautiful path over here. You would let go of if you let go of the pedal, the thing would just start spinning, right? Your tail rotor would just spin the thing. So we know he's got some physical control, some wherewithal in him somewhere. If it's physical on his part. If it's the helicopter acting up, well, then he's just fighting and trying to get this thing under control and resolve it the best he can. And again, that's about the end of this video. Just wanted to get you that. Here's 2,300. You have to look at the other two videos, please. I'm showing you can go to Google Earth and you can use this for your elevations. I showed you how you can grab this stuff to now do your mark off your distances and take your knowns. Well, givens rather, not knowns. Given is the 2,000 feet by NTSB. The knowns would be this is a known force, right? Given to us by this company. And that shows a drop of 50 feet, but we already have a 2,300 feet rise between this and that they didn't hit because of 16 seconds delay. So hopefully that will explain that we're not looking for, that we got some consistent drop now. that 2,000 feet from here. That puts it out here. That puts her asking for fog images at 2,300 feet. I mean, that's when he had the event started at 2,300 feet. So does anybody have any photographs at 2,300 feet? I'm just being facetious. But the highway, interesting how he's hugging the highway. If you guys can get some photographs of the highway, we can determine distance from there. If you guys can find somebody photographing from the highway, this will do it. And here's a cross highway also that will give us, if it's got a camera down here. I think Doss is pretty good at this stuff, and so is a couple of you new guys are really awesome at this stuff too. We have cameras here. We got cameras all over here, Jersey and Philadelphia. We got cameras, all this stuff monitoring highways. So is there a camera on this guy that we can pick off the this direction? We'll pick off our clouds on this direction, and possibly pick off this direction too, cloud-wise. Hell, it could even pick up the helicopter if these cameras can. If there's cameras at these intersections here on the freeway. There's usually a tall pole. I don't see a pole by chance. I don't see a pole. But there's also this university here. Do they not have any cameras? Something going on. Do they not have any cameras? Back to here. So we're looking this direction for clouds at 2,300. Great Barber Park. Remember how I went over the Genoa bridge collapse? I found the cameras on the walls. When I went down here and drove in the street, I found the cameras on the walls. And next thing you know, the videos popped up with those cameras, all but save one. But we drove down the streets and we found the cameras on the walls and said, oh, they've got images. They got video content. Forget the audio now. We got that covered. But now we'd like to see the real bank. We theoretically, somebody might have it, right? It's at 2,300 feet. It's here. With that said, that lady produced a photograph. Well, this guy's hugging the highway. Is there a pole down here? Doss or somebody? The camera poles that we can see this guy go by. Or videos rather, because he's at 2,300. You know his location, his points now. And we know the time he was past there. So if you want to track him down, we know this is at -3 hours. So 9:45:07 a.m., he was at that location right here. No cameras crossing around here. You guys don't have cameras out in California? And then we went to this point and turned right down to here. Somewhere turning down here. 16 seconds from here to here. All right, what do you guys think? Give me some feedback. I'm waiting for your comments. Let me see where the hell you guys are. Over here. Cul-de-sac. Elevation. Sat. Pings. How accurate are they in mountain ranges? Well, you saw the multiple hits, Firefox, on that. If you came in the beginning of the video, that there's multiple hits. Look at the beginning of the video. No, I think the 2,000 feet is his final velocity. Why would you think that, Joseph? It's only what the NTSB told us that he's doing a descent rate of 2,000 feet. That could be an average. How did they determine that? It could be an average, but we do have 2,300 feet down to 2,300 feet, but I don't know when the ping was. As you can see, that ping will show up at a time. So if we can get that ping when they were at 2,300, well, we already got this ping here at 9:45. So the ping at 2,300, if we can get that one, we know this ping. We now can determine speed and everything. We just need that other ping at 2,300. And the 2,300 is when he makes the change. And then we got the secondary ping right here. This would be the next ping. You know the height elevation change, 300 feet. And then we've got speed. Then we got speed you can determine. But it's already dropping down in speed. So dropping down or up, I don't know. 136, because we don't know his speed at the 2,300 mark. Over there. Here's at 152 here. Okay, you got to watch the other two videos today to really follow along with this also. Yeah, I don't know how she arrived at that, Joseph. All right, so there's new data for you. That's about all I have. You have my unanswered questions now. The unanswered questions are cameras, 2,300. Oh, I'm still talking here. I just realized in the video, so I'll wait for your answer. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know, I wouldn't know how to get hold of all that stuff, that data, right? Something I can answer here. I can't get hold of cell phone cameras or anything else like that, or laptops. So, something to do with this Firefox. Oh, you mean stolen from the from the? Nah, I doubt that. I doubt that. You mean the NGSB took them? Who's going to walk up on a helicopter and take somebody's cell phone? You don't even know who they are at that point. Now the firemen were there, right? So hey, what do I know? All right, so no one's asking a question, so I'm going to terminate video. So how do I terminate the video? That's the question.